Tēnā koutou katoa. Wanted to talk to you about not being at our best, and today that is true for me. And you might be thinking, well, why? When you talk about brilliance so often, are you coming to us when you're not at your best? And I think it's important to show the human side of brilliance and the days that we're not at best, and particularly some of the things I've noticed over the last couple of weeks in terms of where I am right now. And so this last week has been busy in terms of travel. So it's been a long time since I've had to travel to places and deliver in person in rooms full of people. And I love it and I've missed it. But I've noticed that the introvert side of me gets drained by this stuff and I need to refill my cup. I also noticed that I'm out of practice. I'm not used to getting on a plane and traveling into Ireland these days, or being in rooms full of people and delivering for a whole day. And so a week of that has left me feeling a little bit drained and tired. And I know this because I've got a kind of stiff pain here in my neck and my shoulder. I'm feeling tired and I've got a little bit of a sore throat as well. And I think that coming off the back of so much isolating and not being in groups of people and not being in our offices, we have a tendency to pick up bugs more easily, and we're certainly seeing that in winter. I was chatting to my dad last night and mum in the UK, and dad's got COVID, and he made me laugh because he's, instead of isolation, he's talking about being in hibernation. He's telling me he's in hibernation. He's got a habit of making up his own words for things. And it rang true because we've been hibernating for quite a while, and now we've come out of hibernation. There's a lot of things we're not used to. Being in big rooms full of people, commuting to the office again. Our days have gotten longer. We're spending less time at home in our comfy pants and slippers, and that in itself can take its toll. So quite a few of us are feeling tired, and I think that's normal. I think winter also feeds into that. So for me, how am I dealing with that? Well, the last 2 days I've taken some downtime. I've made sure I've had some time to myself to refill that introvert cup. I've started this morning with a spa and a walk along the beach with the dog, and I am in my comfy pants as we speak and my slippers, and just knowing what we need and being able to adjust to respond to when life gets busy or when we get a little bit tired, and that's certainly been true for me of late. And I think it's the human side of being brilliant. These peaks and troughs. Just because we're capable of brilliance, we won't be brilliant 100% of the time. And I think it's important, particularly for people like me, to come on and talk to you about when we're not at our best and why and what we do. Because for me, it's this constant audit of how full is my cup. And when my cup isn't full, what does it need? So certainly the last 2 days, it had been a lot of travel, a lot of peopling, and what my cup needed was some solitude, was some downtime, was some rest, and so that's what I've been focusing on. I'm sat in the garden now with a cup of tea, and I haven't got a whole heap else planned for this afternoon for my Friday. The old me, though, it would have been different. The old me would have pushed through. There would have been a FOMO. There would have been this pressure to keep going. You can rest when this is all over. You need to do more, and you don't want to look weak by not keeping up with the pace. And yet the new me, I'm happy, even though there's waves, I'm happy not to go surfing because I know my body hasn't got the energy. There's no FOMO there. I do yin. I've done a yin class this week instead of more demanding yoga, more energetic yoga. So it's knowing what our body needs and knowing how to respond to refill that cup. So how full is your cup? And does any of that resonate with you? Are you finding the dark winter mornings and nights a little bit exhausting? Or the fact that we're out there peopling and we've not been used to it for so long, the commute that's now adding time to our day that we hadn't been used to over the last couple of years. And of course, for anybody that's had COVID, it takes a lot longer for us to recover from than I think we planned. So for me, it was about 4 to 6 weeks ago, and I still have this tiredness that comes from nowhere, and I wonder why. And I'm sure that that's probably where the link is. So it's knowing how we feel and being able to meet ourselves where we're at that enables us to bounce back quicker. And this expectation of demanding brilliance of ourselves all the time just isn't realistic. Yes, we're capable of brilliance, but no, we won't be brilliant every time because we're human. And so being able to flex with these peaks and troughs and respond to what we need and assess how full our cup is as we go is really important. So I'll leave you with that. I am going to put my feet up this afternoon, finish my cup of tea. I hope whatever you're doing, you have a fabulous rest of the week and weekend. Mā te wā.